Alright. It's like 2 a.m., but I don't care. We do some more shortsing. I want to try a run with the new route. So, the crux of this run is that, it is somewhat similar. The route for Peters is the same. But the primary difference is that it's a cartridge route. Or, not cartridges, rather, but it's a diskette route. By the time I enter lab, or slightly before to be more accurate, I need 15 discs. And there are 25 in the game total, so I actually have a decent amount of freedom for the discs that I decide to get. There's not a lot of restrictions on which ones specifically I need to get, with one exception. I need to get at least one plus-sized Peter. And preferably a plus-sized Peter that's not slow. So that would leave the skinny, like, lanky Peter and the Peter Tiger. And out of those two, the Peter Tiger is kind of annoying to get, so I go with the lanky Peter. But I can get whatever, but I need 15 discs, including one of the big guys. You can technically do a egg jump there to save a little bit of time, but I'm really bad at egg jumps, and they're kind of unreliable. I don't really want to deal with them because they're annoying. But I was testing out this run earlier, and I had a run that was under 30 minutes. So if I can knock this out, that'd be kind of awesome. I've whiffed that. Okay. As with any run of this game, the moral of any run is go with it. No matter what happens, just roll with it. That was really bad, but whatever. Again, we roll with it. No matter what happens. Could be the worst run of your life, could be the best run of your life. You figure it out. That might actually be faster. Oh my god. It's actually could be a real optimization, because that was way faster than trying to glide alongside the rockets. But I generally give myself 3 strikes with these runs. If I have 3, like, semi-major time losses happen over the course of it, then I just reset. And I can still make this work if I can hit the cycle on this puzzle here, then I will consider not counting that as a strike, but I mean, I know how this room works. I'm not hitting that. I already didn't hit that cycle, because it is weirdly strict for how early in the game this is. But you might wonder why I would bother going out of my way for the discs. Because under normal circumstances, the discs waste quite a lot of time, and you need 15 of them. There's the lanky one right there. That's the only one that I actually need. Well, to those who have played the game before, once you get 15 discs, it unlocks a room in that, like, button hub area. It unlocks the functionality to swap between any of those 15 Peters that you want, and any others that you collect from that point forward as well. you just get to mix and match and select any Peter in a free slot that appears below all of your other unlocked Peters. And being able to transform into Peter on different Peter on the fly is kind of cool. And some of them, like the Tiger has really high movement speed, so there's sort of like an inherent bonus to that. But it wouldn't be worth wouldn't be worth going out of my way normally because I mean I have all this movement tech already. The real kicker is there is a skip. Roughly halfway into the lab, there's a room with a bubble. And the bubble comes up from below collision, and there's a bug where you can lodge yourself into collision by switching to a normal-sized Peter, then to a big Peter, and then just mashing jump, and the bubble will carry you out of bounds. And that's already kind of cool. Well, the way that Peter Shorts works is that all of the things on the map, all the different sub-areas are just in one massive grid. There are no, like, room transitions. If you go to the bottom of one screen, you'll come out on the top of another screen, even if you're not reasonably supposed to. Now, the reason why this is important is because, hang on. I have to say a little prayer. I gotta actually wait for a rocket on this one because I need a disc from the left side of the screen. Oh, that sucks. Whatever. I guess I'm doing this the long way. That's annoying. And ain't no way in hell I'm doing the one that's over here. I'm just gonna wait on this. The disc over there on the right takes ages, but anyway. You can lodge yourself out of bounds and get pushed into the room below you. Well, as it happens, the room below you is the runway after the fight with the scientist. It's the runway leading up to the final button for the escape sequence. Which means that by doing this trick, you save... I'm not sure on the exact time estimate. It would be roughly 9 to 11 minutes of the second half of the lab, the Gumball Peter boss encounter, all 3 phases of the scientist fight. Just all of that is just completely skipped. You can just ignore all of that and move on to the end of the game. Which is huge. But the trouble is that, in order for this trick to be worth it, you gotta go through these areas fast. Especially because my old route was pretty well optimized. There wasn't a lot of really tricky stuff in that run, and like this is the hard version of that route. There were a couple of weird skips. Like, the electric zone skip is the most obvious one. Well, you still have to do most, if not all of the tricks from that run, plus a bunch of other tricks to just complete these areas and get the discs quickly. And it has to be decently well optimized, because I'm running up against an actual really well optimized run. So, the pressure's on. Thankfully, I've learned a trick or two. Every time I play this game, I learned something new that will aid me in playing it quickly. And also every time something random and unique gets in the way. Also for the first time. This damn bird loves to find ways to waste time, huh? Come on, this way, please. I don't want to have to kill you 2 damage at a time, but it looks like you're forcing me to. That hitbox is ridiculous. Come on, dude. This lizard is the bane of my existence, because every single time that I have done this run, I have lost a substantial amount of time to the lizard room in the wind area. Every single run without fail. He has always cost me like a solid 30 seconds. Maybe this run will be different. Based on my run so far, I kind of doubt it. But I'm fine with playing the feud and seeing how this goes. I mean, hey, you never know. I'm on strike 3, so if one more bad thing happens, I will reset. But who knows? Maybe this is the run that does it. It would kind of take a miracle for this to be sub 30, but hey, I'm kind of fishing for miracles as it is. And those are really good. Oop. That was almost a really good, I don't even know what to call that. Popsicle? Popsicle. I have a weird amount of power here. I get to name these tricks whatever I want. It's like Pizza Tower, where the, all the tricks just have completely asinine names. Because the people who were doing the runs realized, well, shit, we can just name this whatever we want. Oh, really? Come on, Ice, cooperate with me here. I've definitely had faster ice fights, but that's still good. And again, like before, I have to make a detour to get one of the carts. I always keep wanting to say carts, they're discs. I'm slightly off with the time period here. But now that I have ice, I can cheat a little bit on these platforming puzzles, which is always the fun part about ice, is that you can just kinda do this. And you don't have to deal with any of the platforming. And oftentimes, it is quite simply required. Okay, this upcoming trick might be my strike 3. If I can do it well, then this run is back on track. Because I remember wasting a lot of time on this trick in my other runs. Come on. Hey, got a first try. Okay, we're back in business. Stop making such a mess, you two. Oh, you're kidding. That's bad. Guess I gotta do this stupid setup again. There we are. That's a trick. I'm so sad that that got cut from any percent because we don't get the peck dash anymore. But now that we get the disc from there, it's not really... We may as well. Okay, well, that's strike 2. That sucked. I can do better than that. If I attacked there, that probably would have killed me. And I'm gonna try not using the snail here. There's got to be a way that I can like. God, that's so hard to do. Okay. I still have no idea how to do that fast. There's some secret sauce there that I'm missing. And then let's see if I can get this quickly. Nice. And then this room, oi. Let's see if I can get this. I got it. This is where Peck Dash is actually required, so I'm glad I got it. Because oh man, that room is scary otherwise. So many parts of this game seem like subtly designed to fuck with you, and that disc is one of the ones that I just dread going for every single time because it's so scary. Okay, please don't. Alright, Bug, I need you. Come up here, please. I knew it. Great, and then he moved the banana down here. That's really frustrating. That's it, you're going in the blender. And I can try and recoup this. That banana is surprisingly dangerous. You wouldn't think it, but... Funny thing about that banana is that the banana and the tomato interact in a really weird way where it's almost like they can't occupy the same layer at the same time. So it causes the tomato to freak out. And it's really annoying, and you lose a bunch of time, and things are sad. But things are not sad anymore. Don't you dare. I swear, that rhinoceros beetle makes me go into cardiac arrest. I've never had it directly just shred the fruit from full health to no health, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. It's certainly gotten close before. good wind Peter fight. And the beetle also can't harass me. Now I have two discs left. And one of them is tied to electric skip, and one of them is just really scary in general. So I'm interested to see how this goes. So I'm gonna go over here and save. That seems like a time loss at first, but this room, I kind of need it. So the trouble with this room is that the slightest mistake and I just die. Because these things like to do this fun thing where if you get too close to them, they'll grab you. And if they're falling off a ledge, that is an instant kill. Because they'll just grab you and then yeet your ass into the spikes. And you just have to do the room over again. And the amount of time that you lose is only proportional to how far back you saved. So that's why I walk over to the ice room, even though I technically don't have to. Now this room... Not gonna say it's easy, but it's definitely easier than it was. It's so much easier than it is, the trick is so miles and miles and miles easier than doing it without deep freeze. Like, oh my god. It was easily the hardest trick of the run before, and it was endlessly frustrating. And I would skip it, but there's other places where deep freeze is used where it also saves time, so I'm honestly fine with keeping it in. Man, you're being real rude. You're being real rude. Normally this fight does not go past one loop. That's bad. And then, as before... But this time, instead of just running directly to the exit, I have to go up here first to get this last disc. We are now at 15. And now as long as bad things don't happen, I should be good. 23.5 is not an amazing time, but it's like, okay. It serves my purposes. Man, that goes fast. Yeah, this is where deep freeze comes in handy. You can kind of just sit on the left edge and just... The way that the Peter AI seems to work is it's somewhat based on your inputs. And because I'm just sitting on the left edge of the battlefield and just holding the attack button, there's very few of the Peters that will actually come over and interact with me. Meaning I can do that. So that's kind of good. I could technically do this room a little bit faster if I used wind, but it's so unreliable because there's a conveyor belt right there. So I'm just not gonna bother. I don't know about this run. Now, this is the part where it gets scary. I need to make sure to take as little damage as possible. I can kind of use electric to mitigate some of the damage I would take from trying to engage these guys head on. One of the only instances where I actually use electric in this run. I mean, in an ideal world, I would just skip electric altogether because it's only ever needed for diskette number 15. So if I can find a way to not use it, then, well, then I can just leave and potentially not even fight Electric Peter at all. I assume Electric Peter is required for the switch, but I've seen stranger things for sure. Maybe it's just not necessary. Okay, that room can be a pain. And then this room is kind of just wipe out. You just knock the enemies into the pit, and the pit will do the rest of the work for you. And then, interesting thing, I actually have to do this room over here. Alright, and now a line, and then start mashing. And now I'm on the runway below the final Peter boss fight. Okay, 27:47 going into this. This takes roughly 2.5 minutes, so while this won't be under 30 minutes, this is definitely going to be a record. So this is a good proof of concept for how ridiculous this route can be. Oh, come on. There we go. That trick usually works. Just thank you. Just every second, it just feels like it's taking a chunk out of my soul. Not to mention I swear to God this isn't John's, but it is cold in this room, and it's making my hands all clammy. Okay, that's good enough. $233. Okay, that might be under 30. I'm not sure. It's gonna be close. Come on, Peter. It takes so long to see the final time, too. Okay, yeah, that wasn't close. 30-25. Still record, though. This is a good proof of concept for the run.